So this is Lynn. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for joining us. If you can just tell us a little bit about what you've been working on as far as the race exhibits and at the Museum of Science.
Yeah, sure. So in January of 2011, the race exhibit came to the Museum of Science. It's a traveling exhibit, so it's been in various cities across the U.S. When Boston was really lucky to receive it. It's an exhibit that really takes a look at race through the lens of history, culture, arts, and it's great that it's at the Museum of Science because Museum of Science is a good convener for race. It really, pulls lots of people across different demographics into one space to talk about a really important topic. So I'm a part of a team of employees who've been working on it for a year in collaboration with various communities across Boston. And also as a complement to the race exhibit, we've taken a look at a localized project on race, really asking people and communities in Boston how they experience race in our city. So that's a different exhibit. But so there's two
exhibits going on right now.
Going on right now until May 15th.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So I personally was involved with the community exhibit, base exhibit, and recently traveled to Museum of Science to check it out, and it was really awesome, and got to go back to experience everything. So it was a lot of fun. It was like not even what I expected it to be. It was just like so many other dimensions, basically. So, and also part of the community project, you came here before to MATV Studios, and you got a chance to speak with some of the community members. What was that like?
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, we came right here to this TV station and asked Malden citizens to come to the TV station to talk about race, and I didn't know who was going to show up. I mean, it's kind of a random question, talk about race in your community, but I was floored by how many people. One, I don't live in Malden, so I didn't know the city, and it's so diverse here, and the diversity is so rich. So people from all walks of life and various backgrounds and ethnic backgrounds and religious backgrounds showed up, and were really eager to share what they experience as race in Boston and Malden. Yeah, I think I thought I'd be here for about an hour, and I think I was here for maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Now, did you also have a chance to meet with some of the high school kids as well?
Yeah, we went to Malden High School, and again, that school is made up of so many different ethnic backgrounds, and those young people were really excited, or maybe the word is, it was almost like relief. I think that someone was asking the question, what is your experience with race? How do you identify? When do you first recall thinking about race? When did race become something for you? And they were really eager to talk about it. Like, yeah, this is something no one talks about.
Yeah.
So it was great.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you chose Malden as one of your stops.
Yeah.
So what are some of the future projects? I mean, you said this is running through mid-May.
Yeah.
What are the next things you're working on, whether it's through Museum of Science or some of your own projects? Did this inspire you to do anything on your own?
Well, I'm hoping to continue the relationships that we've built through the race exhibit. I want to, there's other exhibits coming to the Museum of Science that aren't race related, but I still want Boston communities to weigh in at the Museum of Science. So there's an upcoming exhibit on Pompeii, for example, that's coming up, not race related, but I want Boston communities to talk about how they can get to the museum affordably. I want Boston communities to bring schools, to bring classes, history classes, science classes.
Wow,
It's inspired me to really build more collaborations with community at the museum. And I want to be able to, I don't want that to end just because the race exhibit has ended.
So that's really good. That's what I guess, one of the main things it was all for is just sparking off the Museum of Science to really, reach out into the communities and hear their voice as well. So I'm definitely going to go back and check it out.
Yeah, and tell people I really, the Museum of Science offers Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday between 2 and 5. It's free to most communities across Boston. So
Wonderful.
That's a great opportunity for people, for families, for schools, for individuals to come and see it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And also another, thing you work on there is a clubhouse. If you want to just talk briefly about that and how kids can get involved with that as well.
Yeah, I work for the Computer Clubhouse program, which is a youth and technology program that it's basically a design studio with high-end software, filmmaking, editing, audio. There's a music studio, graphic design software. So really high-end, professional, creative software that youth between the ages of 10 and 18 can come in and use, dabble with for free. There's no experience necessary. So just if you're a young person who has an interest in creativity and want to learn,
right there.
You can just stop by. Yeah.
Wonderful. So how do people get in touch with you for that?
My information, my name is Lynn Murray. I'm at the Museum of Science. If you call the Museum of Science and ask for me.
Or the Computer Clubhouse, either way.
Or the Computer Clubhouse. You can, you'll get connected.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us and telling us all about the good stuff that they're doing over there at the museum. I'm sure they're lucky to have you.
Thanks, I hope
so. And keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So we're going to shift over to the lovely Cole Rodriguez.
He had 4 aunts, 3 sisters, and 6 girl cousins. Watched their trials and their tribulations as they searched for good lovin'. There were bathroom preps and whispered conversations that left little room for the imagination's creations. He was trying to make sense of the role that men played, trying to understand why these women always stayed. Now, security and stability, it remained elusive as Mom's relationships explored new directions of abuse, and lips, they was loose because you need excuses to explain how you could accept mental and physical bruises. So he watched these losers. He envied their charms. He forgave them as Mama returned to their undeserving arms, never considering the effects of such spiritual harms. His silence and withdrawal, it set off no alarms. It took 4 weeks, 2 days, and 18 stitches after Mama couldn't fulfill stepdad number 6's wishes. And don't get it twisted, this was no weak chick. She retorted his punches with her hands clenched in some double fists. But his energy was missed and confusion persisted as Walter witnessed his mother's self-love become listless. It seemed like every instant she just couldn't resist this and was weakened by the pressure of her suitor's insistence. So he questioned his existence. He stayed out later on the block. He tried to hang with older guys and listen to them talk, to their bragging contests of sexual conquests, creating context for Walter's suppressed respect. Confidence, constantly tested and questioned. It was hard to discern the valuable lessons, and when those young ladies, they came to beckon, Walter's sisters stepped in. Under the guise of protection, they told him, toughen up, buck up, walk with your chin up to the girls, your feelings, baby, don't just give up, don't be weak, and definitely don't cry, because the world is unforgiving to boys with wet eyes. He believed these lies and held it all in and used their expectations to justify his sins. You see, they judged men by their dreams, not their deeds, and subconsciously they believed Walter didn't deserve what he needs. It took 2 wives, 3 sons, and 1 daughter for Walter to consider his history's offering. He watched his offspring repeating the patterns he taught them. He looked his demons in the eyes and he finally fought them. He dug deep into the caverns he kept nestled inside. He freed his mind and he finally relinquished his pride. He was ready to break patterns and leave legacies behind. Walter freed himself finally. He finally just cried.